Hi, Claire.
Hello.
Thank you for doing this interview. What is your position at Current?
I'm a part-time sales.
Thank you. Okay, so how much overtime are you putting in on a weekly basis that's IT related?
Probably on an average, maybe about a half an hour.
Okay. And do you feel like you're compensated for this overtime?
Current has always been quite good at compensating when we put in the extra time.
What kind of mistakes are making you stay overtime?
Probably the most common are what you had mentioned was pressing MasterCard when it was a Visa or a debit, and then having to go back and change that. Sometimes the machine will crash, so we'll have to do it by hand and wait for Relco to phone us back to try to problem solve. Troubleshoot, I think is the term, yeah. Troubleshoot. So if we've done something by hand, then we have to put it into the computer. And so those are the kinds of mistakes that happen.
Okay. What kind of training did you receive with Aralco?
When I first started, I observed the manager working on the computer, and then little by little, I do something on my own, and then it was just watching, observing, and then having someone watch me do it.
Okay.
And then I've had computer experience before, so it's not all that difficult.
Okay.
It's fairly friendly.
What kind of experience did you have before with computers?
Well, I worked in a school system, so it was a high school with 1,500 students, so I worked with a computer in students' files and records.
Okay. Okay. How useful is the system, particularly with tracking inventory?
It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And any mistakes are usually human.
Okay. Do you think you could do without Aralco?
No. No. I mean, you could, but you'd have to do it all manually, and it would take longer.
What would you like to see done differently, if anything, with Aralco?
I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what else there is to improve on it. And I'm sure there is something, but I can't think of anything.
Okay. And how many errors are hardware related? That would be the monitor, keyboard, or mouse, or anything like that.
Well, the keyboard, at times, there's loose connections underneath, so the wiring isn't very sturdy. So sometimes we lose our keyboard. So then you have to unplug and plug in. And sometimes, and I have no idea why, it will just shut down, and then you have to reboot.
Okay.
So I would say on an average once a week we're having to reboot, and the keyboard at least once a week as well. And I don't know whether that's a problem with Aralco or hardware, or whether it's just that the wiring underneath isn't very sturdy.
Right. And who usually fixes those problems?
Sometimes we need to call Aralco to walk us through. Sometimes they can do it from their office, and often we just, like now with the keyboard, I know how to fix it myself. So it depends on what it is.
Okay. And do you ever have to call another store or talk to another manager or call a manager?
No, they call here.
They call me?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Apparently we're the most knowledgeable.
Oh.
Okay.
What is the number one complaint that you get from customers related to IT, if any?
None. None.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. It was
Oh,
really
you're
nice doing
welcome.
an interview.
Thank you. I don't know that I helped. But